All right, let's dive into a little secret that could totally change your mornings forever. I mean, if you feel like you're fighting a losing battle with your alarm clock every single day, then you are definitely in the right place.
Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever done everything right? Went to bed early, clocked in a full 8 hours, but when that alarm goes off, you feel like you've been hit by a truck. What if I told you the problem isn't about how long you're sleeping, but how you're waking up?
Well, that foggy, don't talk to me yet feeling, it actually has a name, sleep inertia. And here's the thing you have to get. This is not you being lazy. It is a real, measurable state your brain gets stuck in. And honestly, it's the villain of our whole story today. So to defeat this villain, sleep inertia, we've got to understand where it comes from. And that means we need to pull back the curtain and see what our brains are actually doing all night long. Because, spoiler alert, they're not just switched off.
This brings us to the really cool science behind it all. Let's dig into the secret rhythm of your sleep.
So here's the first big idea you need to grasp. Your sleep isn't just one big, solid chunk of unconsciousness. Nope. It's more like a roller coaster, a journey through several repeating cycles all night long. And each of these cycles has its own little story. First, you start drifting off into a light sleep. Then you settle into a deeper sleep. And then you hit the really good stuff, the deepest, most restorative sleep. And you top it all off with REM sleep, which is when all those crazy dreams happen. And once that's done, the whole ride starts all over again. So the big question is, how long does one of these full cycles take? Well, on average, the magic number is 90 minutes. That's the schedule your brain likes to keep, from start to finish. This right here is the perfect way to think about it. Imagine your alarm clock yanking you out of that deep, restorative sleep stage. Your brain has no idea what's going on, it's not ready, and that jarring interruption is exactly what causes that intense grogginess, that sleep inertia. Okay, so now we understand the problem, we know the villain, so let's talk about the solution. It's time to meet the hero of our story, the 90-minute rule. For years, we've been obsessed with one thing: the total number of hours. 8 hours, right? That's the gold standard we're all chasing. But it turns out that's only half the story. And here's the punchline. The real secret to waking up feeling fantastic isn't just about the duration of your sleep, it's about the timing. It's about waking up at the absolute perfect moment in your brain's natural rhythm. So what exactly is the 90-minute rule? It's actually super simple. It's all about planning your sleep in these 90-minute chunks. The entire goal is to set your alarm so it goes off at the very end of a cycle, right when your sleep is naturally at its lightest. I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day. On the left, you've got that classic, horrible morning, waking up mid-cycle, feeling totally out of it. But on the right, when you wake up at the end of a cycle, your brain is already close to being awake. And the result? You feel sharp, alert, and actually ready to go. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually put it into practice? Like tonight. Let's break down a super simple plan for you to master your morning. So how do you actually do it? Well, it's way easier than you think. You don't need any fancy gadgets or apps. All you need is a little simple backwards math. Here's the trick. You start with the time you absolutely have to wake up. That's non-negotiable. Then, from that time, you just count backwards in 90-minute blocks to find the perfect time to fall asleep. This chart makes it crystal clear. Let's say you've got to be up at 7 a.m. If you want to get 5 full sleep cycles, that's 7.5 hours of sleep. So you'd want to be asleep by 11:30 p.m. See how 7.5 hours works perfectly, but the standard 8 hours doesn't? That's the whole secret right there. Okay, a few pro tips to really nail this. First, be realistic. Give yourself about 15 or 20 minutes to actually fall asleep, so factor that into your bedtime. Most of us need about 5 or 6 full cycles, so that's 7.5 to 9 hours. And remember, consistency is everything. You have to try it for a week to really feel the difference. And hey, if you hate math, there are tons of sleep cycle calculator apps that'll do it for you. When you boil it all down, it's really about this. Stop fighting your body's internal clock. Start working with its natural rhythm. And I promise, you are going to be amazed at how much better you feel. So I'll leave you with this question. Maybe the alarm clock isn't the enemy after all. Maybe we've just been setting it for the wrong time all along. So are you ready to rethink your relationship with your alarm and finally win the morning?